Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Pinetops in Edgecombe County where a man has turned himself in after a shooting. Now, Damon Winstead is charged with assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury, and discharging a firearm in the city. Now, the shooting occurred on Monday at around 4:30 p.m. in the area of East Lashley Street and South 2nd Street. The victim called 911 while driving to the hospital after being shot. Now, EMS and the Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office made contact with the victim and his driver in Tarboro. The victim had a gunshot wound to the torso and was taken to ECU Health in Tarboro in stable condition and was later transported to ECU Health in Greenville. Investigators determined the incident was an isolated argument between the victim and the suspect. Police made contact with Winstead during the investigation, and he then turned himself in. He's being held in the Edgecombe County Jail without bond. And now we want to turn our attention to the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie. Again, we are now wrapping up what will end up being the 3rd week since she went missing. NBC's Liz Kreutz has more.
This morning, 20 days into the search for Nancy Guthrie, there have been setbacks and challenges and still no suspect. But some 400 FBI agents and sheriff deputies are still actively working the case, canvassing the city as they try to find answers to so many of the unknowns.
Part of what makes this search so challenging is just how vast the area around Nancy's home is. You can get a sense of it here. Pima County is about 9,000 square miles. That is larger than the entire state of New Jersey. And a lot of it looks like this: massive mountain ranges and the Sonoran Desert that stretches for miles.
But the Pima County Sheriff says the case is far from cold. They're still analyzing unknown DNA found at Nancy's home and other leads, including the suspect's backpack, gun, and what the sheriff has described as his unique-looking holster. Firearms expert John Correa says it appears to be a universal fit holster and isn't one an experienced gun owner would use.
This does not strike me as a highly trained professional. This guy's an amateur.
The search for Nancy also expanding. A missing persons group in Mexico sharing this flyer about her disappearance, although the sheriff maintains there's no evidence to suggest she was taken across the border. And many across Tucson are refusing to give up hope.
Whenever we go out, we say, okay, look for any clues or anything different as we go along that you wouldn't normally see.
Inside the county's 911 communication center, dispatchers inundated with tips. Some 50,000 tips have come in between the sheriff's department and FBI combined.
What do you think it says that you're getting so many tips about this case?
I think it says that people care.
And again, that was Liz Kreutz reporting, and also want to give a shout out to my mother who is out right now vacationing, but also doing some searching as well. Good job, Mom. Do want to say hello to Elaine Nichols. Thank you so much for joining me over on Facebook. As far as your forecast goes, we've got rain showers right now working their way into eastern North Carolina. A few drops are going to be a little bit heavier as they roll in than what we've seen over the past few days. But it's rain we need. We are in need of a lot of rain. Most of eastern North Carolina on the western side of Highway 17 currently under a severe drought. We do have a few areas currently under an extreme drought around northern Nash, northern Edgecombe, most of Halifax County, and then portions of Martin, Bertie, and Northampton County also included. So the fact that we are seeing rain showers right now is an encouraging sight. And the rest of eastern North Carolina going to be seeing those drops as we head through this afternoon. Currently 73 degrees in Greenville, comes with a westerly breeze at 9 miles an hour. We've got air temps in the upper 70s right now in Kinston, New Bern, and Jacksonville, and Stumpy Point. Right now all reading at 77 degrees. But right now in Roanoke Rapids, we continue to cool off. An interesting phenomena there right now, 45 degrees compared to 73 in Williamston. Almost a 30-degree spread in heat from central Martin County all the way to up towards Roanoke Rapids near the Virginia line. As far as your winds are concerned, everything coming out of the southwest at a fairly healthy clip. For those of you, again, watching south of the Virginia line, we've got wind speeds generally between around 10 to 25 miles an hour. Later on today, those winds will gradually relax. But for those of you heading to the Pirate game today, First pitch set for 5 p.m. Tailgating may feature a few light showers, but I don't think we're going to be seeing much rain-wise once we get to around 5, 6, 7 p.m. Most of the rain that we will see over eastern North Carolina by that point will be along the Outer Banks and moving eastward. So for tomorrow, starting out your day in the low to mid 50s, anywhere between around 50 to around 53 degrees as we wake up early tomorrow morning. And we're not going to be warming up a whole lot. Likely getting into the low 60s tomorrow afternoon under mostly cloudy skies. This is going to be a cloudy and dreary weekend, and we will see rain showers on both Saturday and Sunday, more so on Sunday than Saturday, but early morning showers will be possible Saturday morning. May see some clearing over the tail end of Saturday, only to see everything pull back in as an area of low pressure really pushes some moisture into eastern North Carolina coming up on Sunday. In fact, so much so that we may in fact see some snow flurries as that system exits Sunday night into Monday morning. Now, ground temperatures at this point are going to be too warm to support any sort of snowfall. You'll note overnight lows Sunday night into Monday down at 31 degrees. Cold and below freezing, yes, but not cold enough to drop ground temperatures down below freezing. The air can heat up and cool off at a much faster rate than the ground can. So when air temperatures just barely get to freezing, it's not going to be enough, not long enough exposure to those sub-freezing conditions to take ground temperatures below freezing as well. So for now, we may see some accumulations on grassy and elevated surfaces, but we're not looking at accumulations on roads. It's not, again, looking like we are going to be seeing any sort of commuting danger Sunday night into Monday due to, again, the fact we may see a few snowflakes come down. Now, 46 degrees on Monday turns to 48 on Tuesday, mid-50s Wednesday, mid-60s on Thursday. But by that point, we're going to be tracking another round of rain in the east. But remember, it is rain that we need. Well, that's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of the day.